Greetings and welcome to Hexed Countered. I'm Joe. It is Sports Saturday. It is race number 16 of our 1960 SCRAM play season, and it is at the Dixie Regional Raceway. It is the Magnolia 200. This is a short track race, but not a dirt track. This one is paved, although it is the same thing. Speaking of which, in the last race, I neglected to account for the smaller field. So we will only have 30, which is what we should have had last race, but I ran the whole field. So a little bit anachronistic, but I make mistakes just like everybody else. So I already drew out our TV drivers, our fast week drivers, and our slow week drivers. So I'm going to go through the race week routine to determine where all these guys start. Then I'll fill out the rest of the field of 30. And in the meantime, you guys will get to check out the standings through 15 races. We are ready to go. Our TV drivers, 3 of them managed to qualify. The other 2 did not. Stoffel ended up with a wreck during practice and suffered an injury, so he's out for the race. Herm Henderson had tire issues and did not qualify. Eldon Briscoe ended up with the pole position, and Lincoln Lesko cheated on the advice of a sponsor and ended up drawing a good one, a placement of A and 2 performance chips. So that's he is literally the last place driver in the standings. So he needed to do something, make some noise, and he did so. And then Forsberg ended up on the bubble stack, but didn't make it in the 19th spot. So you can see the remainder of the field here, and we're going to get underway in this 20-turn race using short track rules. There are no changes to escape or repair ratings for this track. We have number 7. If we roll 7s, that's a reflex check with a problem roll at the bottom, with the bottom group at the end of the turn. We are using, if we roll a 2, that's the middle group on turns 1 to 10 and the top group on 11 to 20. Away we go. We got a 6 and an 8, so that's dual, and we get the 6 cars in the middle group. Those are these 2 right here. So they're going to actually stand pat because with the 2 and a 3, that's risky, and it's very early in the race to be running risks like that, so they will elect not to do so. And now we have a 4, which is the middle group, and an 8, which is heat. So we're looking at heat, and of course Forsberg has it. Lots of heat in this era. These guys were feisty. As I drop a die on the floor, but let's go. All right, here we go. 26 or 265. So starting with Forsberg here. 2 is Gundy, and the 5 is good enough to snatch that spot. So he does. Despite only having a 2 on his gas, he rolled a red 2, so that works. Now we got Bridges Baker. He needs a 2 as well. Or 3 rather, he gets it 6-4, so he will knock Branch Montana out of the top group. We're starting off with some movement here. Ross Pettis, 2-4-3, and that is good enough to knock Burl Exum out. There, take his spot. On to Bruce Hodnett, as Hartzell does not have heat. He gets a 4. Which is good, a 5, and a 4. So lots of movement here at the very start of the race. Next up is Rocket Felder. He gets a 5, so he fails. Lindsey Talby gets a 1-6-6. That will work. So he's going to claim that spot, and Baker's back in the middle group. Pepper Stockton, 2-5-4. It's good for him. We move to Carl Royal. No. no, no, and Lincoln Lesko does have it. Also has 2 heat. Well, he rolled a 1, a 3, and a 2. Now that 2 would not be good enough, but he could spend a chip to take Worthington's spot and move into the top 5 at the number 4 spot. Good spending of the chip there to win that challenge. That is turn 2. We'll move on to turn 3. We get a 9, and 1 is top group. Top group 9 is smart. Okay, so smart. First smart driver is Pettis. 3, the 6 doesn't matter. 3, 3. That's a tie. So that is not going to get it done. Next smart is Forsberg. He needs a 2. Does not. Was that what was that? A 6? I think it was a 6. And he has a triangle. So that indicates a problem. Let's roll again to see what said problem is. It is a 53. That is a handling issue. Roll for repair. Okay, so his repair rating is an E, or his pit crew rating rather is an E, and in the first third he needs a 3 or less. 3 or less. And he does not get it. Forsberg is out of the race due to a mechanical issue. And so now we'll return to checking, and Macaluso is starred smart. He's a brainy driver. He fails the first one. Let's try the second one. And he gets a 2 and a 1. So that will not be enough to knock Briscoe out of the top. We're going to backfill here. Everybody just moves up 1 spot. There's no flag, no caution here. Okay, on to turn number 4. 4 is middle group, and a 10 is star. So we're looking for stars in middle group. Our first star is Norm Gundy. He's got a 2 and a 1 and a 3. That's a tie, so that is not going to get it done. Next star is Branch Montana. 2, 5, 3. That will work. So Montana will head to the top group. Next star is Exum. He is a starred star, so he could take 2 cracks. 5, 4, 4. That will work because he's got 5 gas, and he gets to try for the lead now. And he does not get it. Okay. On to Bowker. He's a 5. That's good. 2 is Lesko, and the 5 is good, but Lesko will spend his chip to win that. So we move on to Rocket Felder. He's a 5. That is, nope, that's over his rating there. Next star is Carl Royal. And that's over his rating as well. And finally, Godfrey Sell. Rolled a 4, which is good. And a 1 and a 4. So he is going to take the 2nd spot away from Macaluso. That ends turn number 4. And we move on to turn 5. So bottom group, and the 9 is smart. So now we go to the bottom group and smart. We start with Lonnie Lane, who had a bad draw there and ended up in last, but that is not going to work. Mel Roach. 2 is good. 2 and 1. That 2, 2, 1. That is Macaluso. He's got 2 breaks, so no. Next up is oh wait, that was Roach, right? He does not have smart, so we did Lane. That would have been Whiteman. It doesn't change anything, so we'll just move on to Galgano. We'll roll a 1, 6, 5. So that is Lake Covington, and that will work. And then the next smart is Fuzzy Peters. And he gets a 1, 6, 3. That is Galgano, so that works as well. And last but not least, Frankie Swain, 132. That's Bridges Baker, and that works. Okay, there we go. That's turn 5. On to turn number 6. 5, bottom group again, and a 6 is TV. There are no TV drivers in the bottom group. So we will move on to turn 7. There are no pit turns in this race. 2 is top group. Actually, no, it is middle group right now because we're in the first half of the race. So middle group, and 8 is heat. Heat in the middle group. Okay, Fuzzy Peters has heat. 2 is good. 3-3. That's Ross Pettis. That is not going to get it done. Okay, on to Gundy, who has starred heat. He's got a 4. That's good. 6-6. So that will take Worthington's spot. And Gundy can now challenge Briscoe for the lead. Briscoe has led from the start. He gets a 1, a 3, and a 5. And that 5 is good enough, but Briscoe will spend his chip to keep his spot. So we move on to Pepper Stockton, right? Yes, Pepper Stockton. That's a no. And we go to Rocket Felder. 5-3-3. The 3 will tie, so that's a no. Next up is Frankie Swain. 4 is good. 5-1, that will not get it done. Next is Bruce Hodnett. 1-6-4. That is good enough. So Hodnett will jump into the 7 spot. And I dropped my die again. Okay, here we go. 6. So that will not get it done. And he does not have a triangle. So that ends turn number 6. We move on. We got a 2, which is still middle group, and a 2, which is trouble. So we're going to have trouble in the middle group. We start checking at the top. Burr's Escape is an 11. And he gets a 5, so he's good. Macaluso is a 7. He gets a 7. He's good. Royal's a 9. Good. Gundy's a 7. He's... Whoops, that's not Gundy. That's Gundy. Gundy's in trouble here. And we got a 5. Swain is good. Felder needs a 7. He's good. Bowker is a 10. He's good. Hartzell 7. Nope. Okay, then we got Stockton, who's an 8. Got it. Barely. Colby's an 8. Nope. 3 cars caught up in this. Worthington's an 8. He's good. And Peters is a 9. And he is collected as well. All right. So we'll check Gundy first. He's an E. We are in the, this is turn 7, so we're in the middle third. And he needs a 5. And he gets a 5, so he will go to the back. Next is Hartzell. He is also an E, so needs a 5. Gets an 8, so Hartzell is out of the race. Next is Talby. He is also an E, so he is out as well. And finally, Fuzzy Peters. He is also an E, and he is also out. So 3 drivers knocked out there in that crash. We get 2 caution turns, and I will fix the board here. Okay, we move on to turn 10. And 4 is middle group, and 3 is skill. So skill in the middle group. This time, we'll start with Ed Belergen, who just got in there. It's a 5, so that's too high. Then the next skill is Bridges Baker. Also too high with that 5. Then we've got Worthington. 1-5-1. That will not get it done. Next is Pepper Stockton. Got a 2, that's good. 1 and 6. So Pepper Stockton jumping up to the number 2 spot here. Okay, next skill is Bowker. 1, 2, 3. So that will work. So Bowker will take that spot. Next is a starred skill for Frankie Swain. He's got a 2, 3, 6. So that will definitely work. Now he has a shot at the leader who no longer has his chip. And the 5 is good. The 2 on the blue is not, however, so he's going to stick in 4th. Now we've got Carl Royal. He's got a 2, 1, 2. That is actually good enough. Good enough because Stockton has no break, and you only get 1 bonus in the top group. And now Vernbar is the last one to take a crack here. He's good. Unfortunately, it's the 6th spot, which isn't great, but it still moves him up 1 spot into the top group. And that ends turn number 10. So we are now in the second part of the race, and any 2 on the black will now indicate the top group. 4, however, is still middle group, and 7 is reflex and a problem roll at the end of the turn. Okay, so looking at reflex, we'll start with Belerigen. He gets a 1, 4, 1. That will not get it done. Next is Eccles. Triples, so we got to check him for a problem. Gets a 43, and that is overheating, roll for repair. Okay. He's pit crew E. So that's a problem. We are in the middle third, and he's out. So he's out. We don't even have to roll. Eccles is out with mechanical problems. We move on to our next reflex is Baker. He gets a 5, too high. Then we move to Worthington. 5, 6, 5. That is good. And he gets another crack because he's starred reflex. So if he can roll like that again, he will take the lead. And he rolls a 6, which is too high. All right. Next skill is Godfrey Sell. That 6 is too high. Then we go to Pepper Stockton. He's the last one. He's got triple 1, so he also has a problem that we'll have to check here. 53 is handling issues, roll for repair. He is a he's a D. So he actually has a shot if he can roll a 3 or less. And he does not. So Stockton is out as well. All right, that wraps up turn 11. It's fairly eventful there as 2 more drivers get knocked out of the race. And we will check to see who moves up. So we'll start with Lake Covington. He gets it. And next up is Ferris Dixon. He gets it as well. All right, easy peasy. All right, that works. All right, so that was turn 11. On to turn 12. 4 middle group, 5 is problem. Oh, I forgot to do the problem check. So we have to do the problem roll for the end of turn 11. So let me do that. And we know these 2 guys aren't actually part of it. So 61 here, or maybe they are part of it. 61 is driver 19, which is, of course, Ferris Dixon. So we're going to check him. Problem, he gets a 21. That is cut tire, causes wreck, out of race, yellow flag. So Dixon is out here in turn 11. Okay, and since I forgot to do, I'm going to re-roll that turn. So now at turn 13, oh, look at that. 6 is a duel, and we get 11, which is the number 3 cars in the middle group. So Lesko is going to live large and challenge here. So he's going to challenge Hodnett. and he fails. So he's going to have trouble now, which means he's probably going to be out of the race. And so Sel will now try high net as well, and he's also going to fail. So they're both going to have to check for trouble. So trouble here, middle third. He needs a 3. Does not get it. And Sel needs a 3. He also does not get it. So bad news for these two guys is they are now out as well. They both wrecked out. Okay, thanks to the wreck, we are now on turn 14. We're down to 21 drivers left in the race. We get a 3. That is the middle group. And a 4 is control. So control in the middle group. We'll start with Griffin Smith. He rolls a 6, and we'll have to check him now for a problem. So I don't roll for the problem, which I did before. You just roll to see if they avoid it. It's an unspecified problem. So Griffin Smith here, his pit rating is an E. And in a problem here in the last third, he's just going to be out. So we will move on to next control is Whiteman. 152. So that's Montana, and that does not work. Next up is Belergen. Rolled a 6, so that's no good. Then Galgano. Got a 5, too high. Next is Burr. Got a 6. He rolled triples. All right, well, we got a problem now. 34 is tight on track, drop to front of bottom group. Okay. So that was Burr, right? Yeah, that was Burr. So he's going to go there, and then I'll figure out which two. Well, I guess these two would automatically move up, maybe. So we'll just play it that way to keep it relatively simple. Just leave it like that. We'll do Rockefelder next. We got a 1, 3, 4. He'll go into the top group. And we've got Pettis, who starred control. 1, 4, 4. So he'll move up. And he will now get to challenge Briscoe for the lead. He rolls a 5, which he has, and he rolled a blue 6. So that is definitely good enough. Briscoe has finally been bumped off the top spot. And that's it. That's it for turn number 15. On to 16. So we got a duel, and it is a fume feud, and we do have some feuders here. So we've got a bunch, actually. Let's roll 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to roll 1d6, and we'll figure out who this is. Roll this one. It is 4. That is 39 and 68, who are not in the race. I know Talby's out. He's 68, and I don't see 39 in here either. So let's re-roll it. 5, 99, and 9. 99 is Stoffel, and he's out, and 9 is... All right, then we'll do 2 and 3 next. So with the small field, we don't have too many feuders in here. 96 and 22. No. 77 and 89. I think 77's out. 89 is Covington. He's in. So actually, we don't have anybody left who's feuding. There's only a couple guys who even are part of a feud. We're just going to move on. That's a little disappointing. All right. Now we got a 5, which is bottom group, and 11, which is problem. So poor Vern Burr, he's the only one, so he'll be the one to check for a problem. 66 is going to be lost engine out of race. So Vernber out here in turn 17 with an engine. All right, and we move on. No bottom group anymore. These guys are all out. So let's move on. 4, that's middle group, and 9 is smart. Smart in the middle group here in turn 18. You get a 3-3-2 for Lonnie Lane. That is not going to be good enough. Next smart is Whiteman. That's good. 1, 2. Nope, not good enough. Next up is Covington. Roll too high. Then next smart is Galgano. 4, 1, 4. That's good enough. So Galgano sneaks into the second spot. Okay, next smart is Frankie Swain. And that 6 isn't going to get it done. Then we've got Earl Exum. 2, 4, 1. That's unfortunately not going to do it. And then we got a starred smart on Macaluso here. 4, 4, 6. So he will take Briscoe's spot. And he gets a crack at the king here, Ross Pettis. 3. Oh, he got it. He got it. Macaluso takes the lead with only 2 turns left. One more check, Hodnett. Right? Or was that where Macaluso took this? And he rolled a 5, so he does not succeed. That was 18. We got 2 turns left. And let's see here. We're coming down the stretch. 1 is top group. 12 is rare. Whoa, rare. Okay. Got to roll on the rare results table here in the top group. So let's see what we get. 15 is driver incident top group. So use the driver finder to determine which driver sparks the incident. The incident will involve either the driver in the next place ahead or behind, your choice, so you may roll a die to determine. Both drivers roll in their trouble range resolved under the usual procedure and are placed on the feud list. Okay, so we're going to have some new feuders here. So we're in the top group. We need to roll the locator. Red die is a 2. So that is Bowker. And with the 1, I'll use the 1 and say odd was the next guy up, which is Galgano. So both have to roll for trouble. We are in the last third. Galgano's in E, so he needs a 4. Does not get it. He's out. Okay, and Bowker is a D. He needs... Oh, actually, Galgano needed a 3. Bowker needs a 4. Oh, look at that. He actually pulled it off. But he does go to the back. So I will reassign, realign here as we go to turn number... what are we in? We're in 19. We go to the last turn here. Okay, so essentially this is one of those right to the checker here, green-white checker. So because we would have had a caution, but I won't mark the extra turn. Let's see what we get here on our final turn. 5 is bottom group, which we don't have, so I'll make it the middle group. And we rolled a 4. So that is control. All right, 2, 2, 3 for Bowker. That's Pettis. The 3 ties, so that is not going to get it done. Next up is Gundy. 2, 4, 2. The 4, nope, no way. The next control is Whiteman. Oh, wait, Lonnie Lane. Who rolled, 6, 6, 3. All right, now it's Whiteman. 5, nope, too high. 5, 3, 6. Covington. No. Belair. 2, 3, 3. That is good enough. So Blue knocks Montana out of the top 5. And next is Carl Royal, trying to sneak back into the top spot. 266, he does. Into the top group, rather. And that is it. That is it. And the race is over. So the race ends with only 18 cars on the track, as 12 cars fell by the wayside during the action here. Our winner is number 29, Willie Macaluso, in the 29 Chevy. Then we've got Rocket Felder in second, Ross Pettis in third, Ed Berlergen in fourth, Kenny Worthington fifth, Bruce Hodnett sixth, Carl Royal seventh, Burl Exum eighth, Frankie Swain ninth, Bridges Baker in 10th, Eldon Briscoe, who led most of the race, he finishes in the 11th spot. Branch Montana is 12th, Lake Covington 13th, Wilsey Whiteman 14th, Mel Roach in 15th. Our series leader, Lonnie Lane, he finishes 16th, so that won't help him in that regard. 35 Norm Gundy ends up 17th. And coming in last, but in 18th place, is Jimmy Bowker, last of the still running cars at least. And then after that, we will have the remaining 12 cars. We'll probably pick up some points despite not finishing the race. So that will do it for this one. It was relatively quick. It was relatively eventful, but that does it for race number 16. So our next race will be a super speedway race. It'll be a 500, and it will be at the actually, no, it's going to be a 250 at the Texas Heroes Raceway. So that'll be in Texas, a big Tex. We'll call it the Lone Star 250. And that will be our next race. That'll be race 17. But for now, that's it. I'm done. Have any questions, comments? You know where to put them, right in the old comment section. If you would consider liking, sharing, and or subscribing, that is always greatly appreciated. But if not, hopefully you'll come back and check out something else here on the channel. But that will do it for now. This is Sports Saturday. I'm Joe. It is the Hexed Countered channel. And until next time, as always, happy gaming.